Lights. All right, give me a 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back, everybody. This is We're Not the Experts podcast. I am Big Han. That is Big Flappy.
Hello.
And welcome to our news at 9:30. Um,
The 9:30 news.
9:30 news.
In
Or
today's
8:30.
world, today's another news. Speaking of news, I was gonna throw this out there. I don't know. I'm assuming you saw that or heard the president of Iran has been confirmed that he was found dead.
Yes, the CIA strikes again.
Maybe. I mean, who knows? All I know is, but they did find, for those of you that may be seen, there was a helicopter crash yesterday, I think.
hmm
That him and a couple of other people were on. Well, they did confirm, they did find the helicopter today, I think this morning, and they did confirm that he was dead, along with I think pretty much everyone else that was on board.
Yeah, I don't think
But
anybody lived.
ironically enough, backing up to what you said. So Iran they've offered no cost to the accident, and they have not, nor have they suggested any sabotage or anything like that. They basically don't know what happened, but they basically just said like no comment. So I just
So
thought that was kind
h-
of
there
interesting.
was like bad weather. It was very
It was
foggy.
foggy. Yes, it was very foggy.
So they probably didn't see the mountain and
Well,
just
so
hit it.
I have a couple problems with that, and they are this.
That the
And
CIA
this
did.
can be said about every helicopter crash or plane crash or anything like that, but especially because this was the big talk back when um um
Kobe?
Kobe's went down. So especially the helicopter that they would have been in.
hmm
So in every aircraft, you have what we call VFR, and then there's IFR. Well, yeah. So VFR is like visual, IFR is instrument.
Right.
And in simple terms, the simplest terms is that like one of them you fly by visual reference of what's going on outside of the cockpit, one of them you fly
Obvious.
by internal reference of the instrument. So every helicopter or every aircraft has a set of instruments in there that you could, in pretty much every aircraft, they legally have to have a certain set of instruments in there to where you could fly any aircraft by just the instrument panel.
Mm.
Now there are some aircrafts that are easier, and there are some aircraft that have extra things in there that simplify the process. But every aircraft has something in there that will tell you how to keep the aircraft level and straight in flight.
Mm.
Whether it's an air like every aircraft has an airspeed indicator, they have a compass, they have a altimeter, which those three gauges alone can tell you whether or not you are straight and level.
Mm.
If you are not straight left and right, the compass will be spinning. If you are not straight up and like if you are nose down, nose up, the altimeter will be changing, and then your airspeed will be changing.
Mm.
So if the airspeed is constant, the altimeter is constant, and the compass is constant, you're straight and level.
Okay.
So every aircraft has to have those three things in there. They are required in every single aircraft, whether it's visual, whether it's instrument, does not matter. They have to have those three. Those are the most basic. Like in modern day aircraft, they have what are called glass cockpits, which have everything. They have an artificial horizon in there, which will tell you if the aircraft is leaning left or right, is banking.
Right.
Um, they have it a lot easier. There's an additional set of things that you have to have in an instrument aircraft if you're going to fly instrument with it, but every single aircraft has to have at least those three and then some more. But those are the three that you could absolutely use in any aircraft to know if you are straight and level.
Mm.
So my issue with that, or not my issue, but the problem that you run into is that helicopter, I would bet every dollar in my bank account that it had every single piece of equipment in there to fly instrument and should have been
Sure.
able to been flown instrument easily.
Sure.
So one of the biggest things that they teach you when you are flying, when you are learning to fly,
Don't run into a
is,
mountain.
well, yes, that's the first thing. The second thing is they teach you how to fly in low weather conditions, or in like if you were to fly into a cloud, if fog were to set in, if something were to set in, they teach you kind of what you need to do. And the first thing that they obviously tell you is don't panic.
Right.
Um, but then they teach you what I just told you, basically how to look at those gauges and go, okay, you know, first thing we got to do is we got to correct turn. I'm trying to remember what they are. Yeah, so first thing you correct is your bank, which is your turn.
hmm
So you want to get the aircraft level. So you would look at the compass, make sure that the compass is going nowhere, that it's staying on your heading.
Right.
Second thing you're going to make sure is you're going to, and this is one where this kind of changes now a little bit depending on what aircraft you fly, but you're going to make sure that there's obviously no dive, and you want to make sure your airspeed is the same.
Right.
So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to stabilize everything. You're going to
Okay.
go, oh shit, we can't see outside. We're coming inside. We're going to stabilize everything, figure out where we're at. Then you start making adjustments in that setting. What, in hindsight, I know all this is easy to say after. Um, What most people would do that are pilots, you would stabilize the aircraft and you would go, okay, we're in the mountains, it's foggy. The very first thing I'm going to do is climb.
Right.
I'm going to get out of the range of the mountains to where I know I can fly straight and then
Right.
figure out how to get down. That would be the first step. So same thing with the Kobe Bryant accident. That was my first thing is I was like, dude, that pilot, like I know that the helicopter that he was flying had the instruments to be able to easily fly instrument.
For sure.
The very first thing that that pilot should have done is he should have said, fuck this shit, admitted that he had fucked up, pulled pitch and gotten altitude.
Right.
That'd have been the very first thing that they'd have done, that he should have done. Had
Mhm.
that happened, wouldn't have flown into the ground. Um, but so that's where it's like in these situations, I'm like, okay, I get that there's bad weather, I get shit happens, like people panic. One of the biggest things that they and it is something that they you could actually do it in like a car if you wanted to, but basically one of the things that my instructor had me do is he was like, okay, he's like, close your eyes. He said, put your chin down on your chest like this, and he said, I'm gonna start turning the aircraft. And so he would turn right, turn left, come up, come down, do all this stuff. And then he would put it in a position and he would say, okay, tell me what you think we're at right now. Like, do you think we're at a nose down, turn right? You think we're at level? You think we're turning left? You think we're nose up, nose down? Like, what do you think we're doing?
Right.
And then I would be like, okay, I feel like we're this, this, and this. And he'd be like, okay, open your eyes. And it would be like the exact opposite. You'd be like,
Mm.
okay, I feel like I'm nose down, turning left. Well, you'd look up and you're nose up, turning right.
Mm.
What the
Interesting.
reason for that is your brain uses two things. I'm getting real scientific on you here. Sorry.
Yeah, a
The
little
reason for that is your brain
bit.
uses two things to figure out where you're at. You have your inner ear, which is literally, in simple terms, it's a container and it's got fluid in it. And as your head turns, the fluid moves, and there's hairs or like sensors, not really
Mhm.
sensors, but there's, I believe it's hairs. Don't quote me
Yeah,
on this,
I think it.
biologist, but whatever it is, like it picks up. Okay, the fluid's like turning to the left. Your head must be turning to the left. Well, your brain then cross checks that with your eyes. So your brain goes, okay, I'm turning my head to the left. I'm visually seeing everything turn to the left. We're turning left.
Right.
That's how your brain does it. When you lose the visual, now it does not know, okay, you turned left. Well, how far left did we turn? Then you turn back right. How far right did we turn?
Mm.
So that liquid in your inner ear starts getting fucked up and moving around, and now your brain doesn't have a way to cross reference it. So you don't really exactly know what's straight and level. Um, so this is that. So the first thing that's kind of they teach you how to get out of it. The second thing they tell you is that if you get into a position where you cannot maintain a positive horizon, which means you cannot look outside and see where the horizon is, and if you ever have to pull your eyes inside to look at something and go, I'm not really sure where straight and level is. Let me look at my instruments. The second thing that they will tell you is that you do not look back outside because you'll
Mm.
start chasing it. You'll look out and you'll be like, oh, okay, I'm turning left. Well, let's look up and I'll start turning right again and like level it out. The second thing that he told me is he said, if you ever have to come inside to check what's going on, he's like, congratulations, you're flying instrument now. Until you are flying instrument until you are out of the clouds and can absolutely have a positive horizon.
Mm.
So that's
Interesting.
most of the time where people mess up as well. They go, oh shit, what's happening? They look inside. They go, oh, okay. They look back outside. Oh, there's the horizon. And then they start correcting for it and they get a false horizon and they go into the side of something. False
Mm.
horizon could be like if you were turned far enough sideways and you see a building sitting there. Like if you see a building, if you're turned and you see the building like this, you're going to go, oh shit, okay, there's the horizon. And you turn into it and you throw it into the ground
Mm.
because it's not actually the horizon. So what they tell you is that if you go inside, you stay inside.
Mm.
And basically, if you do those things, you should be able to get out of it. Like I said, you would get the aircraft level, get everything stabilized, make sure nothing is changing, and then you do what you want to do. You would change one thing at a time.
Mm.
Okay, I want to gain altitude. You would add power, pull the nose up. If you're in an airplane, you pull the nose up. In a helicopter, you don't have to. But you would gain altitude and get above whatever you're doing, figure out what's going on, and then come back down.
Right.
Because most of the time, like in that situation, if you're flying into fog, get altitude and you can turn around and go back.
Right.
Like if whatever you flew into, you can fly out of it the way
Right.
that you
Yeah.
came in most of the time. Um, and I want to be very clear on all this is all most of the time scenarios. There are always things that can happen that like if you're flying along and you were to accidentally fly into a thunderstorm, there are some aircraft that have literally had wings ripped off of it because there's a big updraft in a
Mm.
thunderstorm,
Right.
and it'll literally just and then at that point you're fucked anyways.
Right. Yeah.
But so it was the same thing with the Kobe Bryant one that I think they said that the last thing the black box on that helicopter recorded was that they were, or the last thing radar, something, I don't remember what recorded it because that helicopter may not have had a black box. They said that they were nose down at like 58 or 60 degrees or something like that. So they were like, I mean,
Right.
almost straight at the ground. And I think they said they hit the ground at like 150 miles an hour or something like that.
Right. Right.
So they just flat flew it straight into the ground.
Right.
Um, and that happens. Like I said, that was when that one happened. I was like, dude, that pilot had like thousands of hours. Like thousands of hours.
Right.
He should have known, oh shit, I can't see. Oh shit, we're an instrument flying. Oh shit, I'm gonna go to my
Right.
gauges, gain
And
altitude.
then
You call
stable.
it rate, you call the aircraft air traffic control, and you say, "Hey, I fucked up. I'm in instrument conditions. I can't see. Like I'm gaining altitude, and like they can literally walk you to the ground. They can get you they can get you over a runway by just the instruments, and they can literally walk you down to the feet of like 10, 15, 20 feet above the ground and get you on the ground. Um, so in that situation, same thing. It's like, okay, that helicopter, I know that helicopter had the equipment to be able to fly on instrument.
Right.
You know you're in the mountains. Look at the instruments, gain altitude, and get above the mountains and get above the weather. Because if it's fog, you get above it. Fog is
Right.
usually ground level. I mean, it's not very high. I understand in the mountains it's different, but he should have been able to get over the mountains because I would also promise you that that helicopter was capable of flying 15, 20,000 feet.
Probably.
Um, so that's where like where you made the comment about the CIA, like there is a high possibility that there could have been something like, and this is all assuming that no mechanical issues happened.
Right. Yeah.
Obviously, if there's a mechanical issue, if you have an instrument go down, whatever, something like that, you can have similar things.
Right.
But yeah, no, there is a very high possibility with all the shit that's been going on over there right now in the
Oh
Middle
yeah.
East. There's a very high possibility that it could have been a sabotage issue where they did like something was sabotaged on the aircraft or something like that.
Somebody.
Very obviously speculating there. I don't know that for sure.
Right.
But
Somebody. Dylan Page was talking about it, and like one of the top comments was the CIA. It was
uh-huh.
obviously somebody's like spoof account, and it was like, oh no.
Oh my god. Whoa, what
I
happened? We're
was
gonna put
like,
that one right under the JFK assassination.
right. Oh
We
my
don't know what
goodness.
happened. But yeah, sorry, that was a long explanation
That
of.
was a very long explanation. But
Um,
however, um, if it makes you, if it shouldn't make you feel anybody. I think if I flew in the fog or bad weather or whatever, I couldn't see. I think I'm going up. I like even as a
yeah.
untrained pilot who has no idea what he's doing besides video games and such. I'm fucking going up.
Yeah. The problem is that people think they don't know where up is.
It's
Um,
up.
yeah, but like, so whenever you come down to visit me, we can go fly and I'll show you. Like, we'll go up and I'll have you close your eyes and I'll do the same thing,
Oh, I don't
and I
doubt
can
it.
show
It's
you how
fucked.
easily like.
Oh yeah.
But that's where when you were being taught, um,
Right.
I
You
want to
have
say
the
I don't know. I
instrument.
don't think you have to do it for helicopter. Um, or at least when I got mine, you didn't have to do it. But for airplane, I know they I had to do like 5 hours of instrument flying, where I had to fly like they put goggles on you and you literally can't see anything above like right here.
Oh wow.
And you have to fly on the instruments to teach you how to handle the aircraft in instrument conditions. So if you
Right.
were to accidentally fly into them, you know what to do.
Right. Makes
Um,
sense. Makes sense.
but again, like I said, in a situation where if panic gets involved, and again, there
Right.
very well could have been a mechanical issue.
Right.
No matter how new the aircraft is, no matter how nice it is, there's always a possibility of a mechanical failure. And if that happens, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that can happen, especially in a helicopter, that can cause it to not fly.
Right.
They don't happen very often, but it's absolutely possible. So a lot of things that could have happened, but sorry, like I said, that was a really long explanation. But as I was like saying stuff, I was like, shit, no one knows what, like, if you're not a pilot, you don't know what that means. So I was trying
Right.
to break things down into very simple terms. So also other aviation people in the comments don't come and be like, actually, it's called. I'm not. I was trying to speak things in very simple terms that,
Right.
like, I may not have said like the correct technical terms for things. I was trying to explain things in terms that an average person
If it makes you
can
feel
understand.
better, as this average person, I understand.
There you go. So, but all that to say is we don't know what happened. Could have been anything. There have been lots of aircraft like Kobe Bryant where nothing mechanical happened. They just fucked up and they flew into the ground, and it's sad, and it's but um
Right.
yeah, it's a part
I
of
think the
it's a part. It's
drone.
just like anything. You can get into a car accident where you did absolutely nothing wrong,
Right.
and you
Shit
get into a car
happens.
accident and die. But there's also a lot of accidents that are happened because people did do something wrong that was absolutely preventable that they should have known not to do. So shit
Right.
happens, and I understand that. And it's really, really easy in hindsight to go, "Oh yeah, duh, just fly the aircraft." Well, yeah, no shit. Like obviously, in the time at the time, um, there was probably a little bit of panic that set in and like pressure and all that. I know things, like I said, in hindsight, everyone likes to think, "Oh yeah, if that happens, I would just do this." Well, when it happens to you or if it happens to you in the moment, it's not
Give
you're
me
not thinking it
give me
has
a
to be muscle
call.
memory.
Right.
And if it's
Because
not,
it's
if the
not.
muscle memory is not correct, then yeah,
Yeah.
especially in mountainous conditions like that, especially if they were flying like below the mountains, which they probably had to have been. Um, or like between mountains.
Where they crashed, yeah, I would
Yeah.
say either below or in between mountains.
It's one of those things where if you make the wrong decision, like a split second instinct decision, it could be too like you could be too far out of kilter to be able to get it back in time to be able to correct the issue and not crash.
Right.
Um,
You know, it's
that's the
interesting.
problem with it is it's very split second decisions in most cases, and
Right.
if you don't do the right things right away, it doesn't end well. But
Hey,
yeah,
so that was our halfway point.
yeah.
Um,
Sorry, that was I was not planning on talking about that so long, but then you brought up the CIA, and I was like, well, okay, we could talk about it. So, really, really long intro to the thing. If you learn something cool, if not, you don't have to listen anymore. That's fine. I like I said,
we're done.
trying to
CIA did
explain.
it.
I mean, trying to bring a little bit of light to people that are like, oh, I don't even know how helicopters work or how aircraft work.
Hmm.
Trying to explain it a little bit because I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh man, flying is super scary and dangerous, and it's like, well, statistically, it's not. It's not any more
It's
dangerous
not.
than a car.
It's actually safer
Um,
than the car.
yeah, but it's like anything that if the right things are not done and panic sets in, and
Shit happens.
there's always it's always a like a I think I don't think it's the right term, but like the Constantina effect, where it's a series of events that happen. It's very very rarely in aircraft accidents is it one thing that happened.
Right.
It's always a series of things that happened,
Right.
but there is always one domino that had you not done this specific thing, none of the rest of it would have happened.
True.
But yeah,
So our friends of the show.
yes, friends of the show.
Uh,
Right now, friends of the show, Boeing helicopter. No.
Are you missing a door?
Yeah,
Boeing.
yeah.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah,
I did not kill myself.
you're gonna die from one mysterious cause in the back of the head.
Right. I did not kill myself. Dubby Energy.
Oh yeah, tell me about Dubby.
Actually, Dubby is coming out with cans.
Oh,
It's
hell
coming
yeah,
out with
dude.
cans very soon.
Let's see if we can get some of those.
I know. Very exciting. Dubby.gg energy drink that is actual, like, healthy, no dyes, no artificial sweeteners, none of that shit,
Bunch
no
of different
crashes,
vitamins. I think
no
vitamin B3,
jitters.
vitamin B6, vitamin B12, all the
So,
vitamins. I think it's got vitamin C. Oh, it's got
mm-hmm.
all of the stuff.
It's
It
got
makes you feel
all,
good.
makes you
No
feel great.
jitters, no crashes. Oh, bad choice of words right there.
Oh, you know who,
Damn, dude, that
you
was
know,
not intentional either.
you know who didn't drink Dubby?
You can't say that. And the Dubby partnership is going to be over. They're going to see this clip and they're going to go, nope. We're going to get a cease and desist letter in the mail, dude.
I didn't say it, but if you put it together,
We're canceled. He's going to get us canceled right here.
that's fine. 10% off.
Yeah,
not
use code
experts.
Not experts, 10% off.
Back there behind everything is my hat of Reaper Apparel Company. That is also not experts, 10% off. Reaper, you want to just look nice?
Ironically, kind of dark as well.
Oh, right, yeah.
Fuck, dude. Oh, damn, man. This is rough right now.
It's all right, though.
All right. Tell me about Reaper. What are those
Reaper's
guys
just
for?
got awesome clothing that
Yeah.
great message. I mean, big, and we're big, huge mental health fans, and they are too, so that is why we partner with them. So
Yeah.
check out their
Great clothing.
awesome shit.
Look
And
good, feel good.
look good, feel good. And then are one of our top ones out of the three.
This one
They're
is
all
not
great.
ironically bad in any way, shape, or
No,
form. actually.
Mad Viking Beard Company. We have your beard and your body covered with some awesome product that will take care of all your junk and your
Make
top
you smell
junk.
good, get you nice, clean, shaven,
Nice.
ready to go to work.
So when I went, I had the grand opening for the new store just last week, and I made sure I had my Mad Viking in my beard. I made sure it looked all nice and fluffy.
You gotta make sure
and-
it's all nice, clean shaven, especially
Mhm.
when you're going to the job interview to be a helicopter pilot now.
Right? Yeah. There's an opening.
Oh shit, dude. Oh no, we're done, man. We are done.
Thankfully,
It's been a good
thankfully,
ride, man. It's been a good ride.
we'll probably be done in certain parts of the world, but for the most part, we're okay. All right.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. All right. Change the topic.
That's
You
our
gotta
friends. That's our
go
friends.
check out the friends. Mad Viking, they got a storefront. Use the storefront, you get 10% off your order. Code not experts for the other two to get 10% off your order there as well. Now, switch
Moving
us
on.
up. Excuse me.
Moving on
Into some lighter
to
shit,
right,
not morbid,
something
not
not
dark,
some
not
right,
something
not
that's gonna
something
get us canceled and or killed.
right. I don't really have much. Oh,
All right, cool. That was a show. Thanks,
well,
everybody.
we were talking about Formula 1
Oh yeah. If
off
anyone
air
watched the
here.
race, let us know what you think.
Right.
Are y'all
So,
Formula One fans? Let us know
are
about
you
that too.
right? So, what I
Do you
we
like
are
everyone
going to
except Lance Stroll?
shut up. So, what we what my plan is for the Formula F124 comes out in about a week. We are
Yep,
both
yep.
going to get
Hell
probably
yeah.
both going to get the deluxe edition so we can play a little earlier because
Do
we
some
have
racing.
both been like going
Pretty-
insane for
yeah,
this.
really, yeah.
We really want to
We've
play.
been playing a lot of Formula 123.
And now we don't want to play Formula 123 because the new one's coming out, but it's not out yet, so we're getting really annoyed. At least I am.
Getting really
That's how I feel.
DA, if you're
So
watching this, send us a like a creator code. We can play it early.
yeah, we'll play it early. Actually, EA, if you're watching this, fly us out somewhere and let us drive Formula 1 races.
Yes, I'll
Um,
even drive one of the professional sims. Like I'll do. One
Right,
of
I'll
those.
do
That'd be
I'll
cool.
do anything.
All right. Heard it here first.
Anyway, what I think we are going to do, and Flappy, we haven't talked about this at all.
Nope. I have no idea what you're about to say.
So what I am thinking about doing, and I'm going to bring this to Flappy right now, I want to create a YouTube series
Okay.
because we talked about it. We're going to do a career, but we
Mhm.
are going to be on opposing teams. And I would love, and he's not going to do this because I'm telling him right now, for his video and my video, and we'll kind of combine it and kind of
That would
make a
be
fun
cool.
little video of like different POVs and such.
Yeah.
Um,
So I got a question.
yes.
If we're gonna do that, are we gonna do a full blown career? I mean, full practice rounds, full qualifying, full races.
Think we could I don't know about all the practices, but maybe like we'll do like a couple rounds in each practice, that way we like kind
Well,
of do it.
and I more so meant like the full race, like the full 52 laps or 63.
Oh, that
or
would be
whatever.
because
Right now we do maybe
I
for
know
a
we
time
do.
thing we do it's the half career, so it's half it's really cool how they do it. It's basically like it's they double the wear on the vehicles, so you had double the wear on the tires and the engines and all that, but the race is half the length. So it's the same. You still do a pit stop. You still do all the like everything's the same. If it's a two-stop race, they just double the wear, so your tires are going to wear out twice as quick. So you're still going
Right.
to do two stops. It's just in half the lap. So it's like 25, 20 to 30 laps.
Right.
Makes it a little bit better for time wise, where we don't do this for a living yet. It makes it a little bit easier time wise to be able to get races in
I
and stuff like
think
that.
we can just do the half. I think we
So
just start with half.
we could do the full, we could do everything else full, but then half. So you can do full qualifyings where it's a normal qualifying format where it's 3 rounds, and if you get the first
Ooh,
round,
that
the
would be
second
really
round,
fun.
So we can do full practices, full qualifying, all of that, and then just do half length races.
Yeah, I think that would be better. That way we can get through more in a timely manner.
Yeah.
So
But
we are going to do that. But if we do
the
become,
views are there and people want it, we can do a full
I
one
will
too, so
absolutely change
leave
whatever.
that up to y'all.
Yes. But that was my thought, and then I forgot to mention it to you. So I was like, we're going to talk about it really quick. So
Yeah.
he's going to record, I'm going to record, and we'll both have we'll make a video about it, probably weekly, depending on both of our schedules.
Yeah.
Probably could get it weekly. And like Formula 1. And I think that would be super duper fun. And we'll see if like one of us crashes and be dumb. Me.
So that means you got to get like a helmet. You got to get the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Full race gear on, dude.
That would be fun.
That would be pretty fun. I just
don't have any money
for that. I would love to do it, but
one day we'll do it.
One day we'll do it. One day we'll have like
We'll
full
just
setup,
get
full
our-
race setup, and just
We'll have a whole fucking set.
Yeah.
Just be like, hey, let's start.
That would be fun.
That would be super.
And then also, so I've been wanting to do this for a while, so I'll kind of start. I'm not going to say what it is yet, so it's going to be a little surprise. You know what it is. I've talked about it in the past before. I just don't want someone to steal my idea, so I'm not going to say it yet. But we can start it with that, and I think it'll be fun. It'll be a little side thing that we can do that won't be out. Like we probably won't have as many videos of it, but um, we can start it with that because I've been wanting to start it in general, and that'll be a good one to start it with. So yes,
Yes.
so tune in and watch the races and stuff. We are
But
not
also,
good. We crash a lot.
yeah. But that's the fun. You'll
Yeah, that's
see
the
us
fun of it.
improve
That
as we go. We're gonna
we
skip Monaco, but
yeah. Dude, I have yet to complete a Monaco race. That track
we
is fucking
cannot.
brutal.
We cannot do that.
Um,
But that's okay.
Yeah,
You're here
we
for
definitely drive.
us.
We drive like Lance Stroll, dude. We just run into the back of
Right.
everyone.
I'm all right
Bro,
with
the
it.
amount of front ends that I've blown up on
Ah,
cars in 23 because
the
I just
issue,
brake quick enough and just slammed
right?
into the car in front of me.
There's no way of like gauging the brake until
Yeah.
they are braking, and you're just like, fuck.
It's a little rough with the game because you don't have quite the depth perception that you do in
Mhm.
real life.
Right.
So it's at the speeds, it's really, really, really hard to tell when someone's
Mhm.
braking. And just like in normal and real F1, when you have cars in front of you, the braking points change for the turns because you're not braking where you want to brake, you're braking where you have to not hit the car in front of you. So that's where I fuck up a lot of times is I have a car in front of me and I'm like, okay, you have your markers. I'm like, okay, I want to brake between the
Mhm.
150 and the 101. Well,
They
that's
brake
where I
way
want to
earlier.
brake to enter the turn. The problem
Right.
is the car in front of me is braking there, so I have to now brake at the 200 to
Right.
not hit them going into this. So that's where like I fuck up a lot of times is like I'm going off of my references for braking
Right.
where
When we're
I
just
brake for the
practicing and
turn.
qualifying. Right.
But when you're actually racing, if you're not in pole position where no one's in
Mhm.
front of you, you're like, oh shit, I gotta brake way. And then at those speeds, like you just can't brake quick enough because if you brake too hard, you just lock the tires up and then you slide into the car in front of you.
Right.
So it's rough. But
Definitely
yes,
rough.
we will do a Formula One 2024 career, and we can record it. Have some points of views from both of us, and we can show you our tomfoolery while we race. And
Mhm.
it's
What we
it'll be
talk about, because we just talk random shit and then we
yeah, it's a lot of
race.
random. We kind of RP it a little bit, like we treat it almost like a
Yeah,
GTA
a little
RP.
bit.
Like we kind of
We
get into
act
it a little
like the
bit, talk about
Formula,
how
the
shit the
like,
cars are
uh-huh.
and all
We'll
that. We're
talk to the
basically
guys. We'll like
yeah,
get back to our our pit crews, and we're like,
be like, this
oh
shit
fuck
sucks,
this
dude.
car, dude. Even though it's
But
us who's fucking.
yeah,
This
yeah.
car's not
I do
turning.
I do wish they would figure out a way to add in like in the first practice session, like the car is going to drive like dog shit until you get
Mhm.
laps and they get the data from it.
Right.
That would be really cool to have them implement where just
Right.
like
So I
and like
can.
when they do the practices for those that don't watch Formula One, when they do the practices, they're getting the data from the car to see how they need to configure the car for that track and like the conditions, whether it's hot,
Right.
if it's real hot and the track's hot, the tires act different and they change the configuration of the car. And then depending on the race that it is, they do the same thing. That would be really cool to have one where or like if they could figure out a way where it would the first practice session the car's just going to drive like dog shit until you get
Mhm.
laps and they get data and are able to make changes and adjust it to then get it to where it drives better towards the end of it. That would be cool, but I don't think they're going to have that. So we just pretend like the car when I do that first lap and I'm slow as shit, I'm like, oh, this car fucking sucks, dude. I'm just this car sucks dick, what y'all do to my car, blah blah
Right.
blah.
We
But
do.
no, we have
We
fun with it, so
yeah.
it'll
We
be a
try
good
to have
time.
fun.
Yeah, definitely check out that. We may stream it or something too. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Depending.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah,
That's all I got.
that's all I got too. I think we're about out of time anyway.
There
So
we are actually. Great job,
good
everybody.
timing. Yeah, we talked about
Hey, great job, team.
everything from aviation to Formula One.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone, good job on set.
Right.
Give a round of applause for our audio guys, our sound guys, those are the same thing. Our audio guys, our camera guys, our production crew, all of that stuff. They did a real
Guy who
real
writes
good
the
job.
scripts.
Yeah, it's all of us. That's just us. There's no
Yeah,
way.
it's just us too. It's
But
all right though.
give us a
We're
round
good
of
at it.
applause. Let us know how we're doing. Or
Yep.
don't.
I don't care about your opinions unless it's
There you go.
good. Anyway,
Rarely are they good right now. But
yeah. I mean, so to be fair,
yeah.
I've gotten multiple comments from
Nice.
people, and they not comments, but like people I know and people that have watched the show and kind of interact with me sometimes. All said that they love the show and that they watch multiple and they go into it. So that is very nice to hear, and I like that. Mostly it's me, but
Yeah, that's fair. But anyways, Thank you all for tuning in. Sorry, we didn't cover a whole lot of topics here. Like I said, I talked way longer on the aviation stuff than I planned to. I was planning
But
to talk about it. That was going to be like a 5 minute thing where I was going to be like, hey, this is what happened.
right,
Khan brought up the conspiracies, and then I kind of dive into it. And the more I talked, I was like, this is not going to make sense if you don't know what I'm talking
right,
about. So I tried to I probably over explained it a little bit,
a
but
little bit, but that's all right.
um,
It's okay.
because I was also trying to play Comment Warrior there, where I was like covering my bases to where
Mm-hmm.
someone's not like, actually, it's this, this, and this, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I know I wasn't trying to be fully correct in what I was saying. I was trying to make it understandable and get the idea across. So,
Well,
thank you everybody for listening. We will make sure to catch y'all on the next episode and
hey,
look out
and
for
Formula
the
One
Formula One series
next
coming up.
week. Next week is when
Next
it comes
week.
out. So
Yes.
we will talk about that next week as well. We'll have a better
Yes.
game plan where I don't just spring it up on them. Have a good week, and we love you.
Bye bye.
Bye.